Good morning, everybody. Um, I'm Scrappin' Lizzie, in case you can't recognize my hands. I'm the only one with chubby ones, so you'll know it's me. Um, yeah, I wanted to show you something this morning. What time is it? It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I kind of woke up. I'm done sleeping, I guess. And so, a lot of times when I get up in the night and I can't sleep, I just pick out my. This here was it was a composition book, but I covered it up. This is my art journal. Now, this is art. Yeah, it's art. So you can see some of the black and white still through there because I just covered up. I just cut some pictures out of a magazine and I covered it up and I flipped it over like this and I cut out some more things out of a magazine and then just glued them on there and oh, this is a painted picture I was painting on it, just kind of doodling, just doodling. And so, but I kind of wanted to show you kind of how I doodle. Now, there are so many things you can just doodle, and doodling, doodling is art. Because I have had comments on some of my videos, and some people say I'm just not an artist. Well, I'm not either. I'm not an artist. I just doodle and glue and stick, and my albums are never finished. My albums are never finished. They're always in process. It's always an album in process because I'll turn the pages and then think of something else that I want to do on my page. And so I was gonna learn to quit using that word but I think I give up trying. But the pages are never finished because I know I'm going to, I wonder if I turn this way, if that would be better for yuns, guys, yuns. Um, what I do is I just put stuff on the pages. I glue things on the pages, and sometimes if I'm eating potato chips and I finish the bag and I don't want to reach to the trash can to throw it away, I'll just stick it in here. And there's doodling, there's paint, there's doodles, there's coffee filters that have been painted on. This is absolutely nothing right there, but I've painted on that and then I've stenciled some on that. I can do so much more on there because I can do some doodling. I cut this outfit out on this here page and then I just drew her little face up there and drew her this arm went in there, so I give her some arms and I give her some legs. So that she's got stuff. And this is one of my little dolls I was playing with. So I just glued that in there. There's some stenciling on there. There's some felt stickers on there. But I want to show you really about the doodling. Now, one of the things that I have been playing with, I learned about this dendritic monoprinting. And that is when you take acrylic paint, and I like to just do spots. I haven't done any real pages. I like to do spots. And I learned this first from Cat Hand. Cat, C-A-T, Hand. She has videos out there that I love. I love her videos. And that's where I first learned this monoprinting. And this one is just on an envelope. This is an envelope, and I painted on that envelope. See, there's the, but anyway, um, and that's where I learned a lot of this. Oh, here's even on these are coffee filters. My friend bought them and they were the wrong size for her coffee maker. So she gave me these, figured I'd do something with them, and she was right, I'd do something with them. But this is the mono printing. Do you see how it goes out almost like the veins in your heart or something? And because you put a piece of glass down and then you put little dots of paint and then you put another piece of glass on top of that. I have glass that I've gotten pieces of glass that come with like a circle cutter, one come with, and then one of the glasses that I have here on my, oh, you can't see it because it's under everything, is an old checkerboard or chessboard. It was my son's, and he threw it away one day, and it was out by the trash can. I said, "Oh, you can't throw that away." And so I took it back into the house, and I use that glass piece. It's just wonderful. But anyway, I put the ink between, or paint, just just regular acrylic paint, any kind of acrylic paint, and just put the drops between the pages. I mean, the two pieces of glass, and you press that glass down, and you can see how that drop of paint is spreading out. And then when you pull the two pieces of glass apart, it leaves that's where it brings them veins in, like this vein you see in that green. See how you see the veins in there? It brings that vein in. I've put some other stuff on top of there, and I've sprayed on there, but that's what that is, that dendritic monoprinting. But in my book, in my journal, I'll show you here. Now, here I did the printing on, and these are just beginning. This is like the first or second day I ever did any. And I printed right on book pages. And then what I want to show you is sometimes when I get up in the middle of the night, I just want a doodle. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to drag out my paints. Well, I don't have to drag anything out because it's already drug out. I just leave it all there in my area. But I want to show you now this, I just have a Sharpie marker. This is a fine line Sharpie marker. I've got like every color under the rainbow. But I'm a doodler. I just love doodling. And so you can take one of these monoprints, this I can never say, I have to look at my word, dendritic, I got it written over there, dendritic monoprinting. But I sometimes will just, especially like if I'm on the phone or something, I'll just outline things. I just love outlining things. You see, I already went, after I did the printing, I cut them out, just went around with scissors and cut the print out of the page. And then I went around and I just doodled, just went around. And yeah, this is not showing up on this dark. It shows up more like if I'm going to go on this lighter color. You can see how it just all of a sudden it just really pops, because, and you don't have to like be perfect on the, even on the outlining, because the print isn't perfect. It's not got perfect lines that you can follow. So you just sort of go around the lines, sort of, and it kind of, when you get all done with this tracing around, it kind of looks like almost like a map. You're looking at a map of the world or some islands in the sea. And but it's just fun. It just is a lot of fun. And like if you're on the telephone, did I already say it? If you're on the telephone with somebody and sometimes it's like, oh my God, I'm talking. And you just want to sit there and talk, but you can doodle and talk at the same time, because I'm doing it right now. Doesn't take a whole lot of talent to doodle and talk. And you don't have to have that talent. Some people say, oh, I don't have no talent. Well, sure you do. If you've got a piece of paper and a pencil, then you've got talent. Do you see how that right there, that piece there, you see how that, once I outlined it just kind of pops it out there. And so, one day I say I'm not finished ever with a page, because you never know what I may do. And so just doodling. Now here I did the same thing I did with the page. I did some of the dendritic art, the dendritic monoprinting on the book pages. I cut out around just the print of the page, and then I glued it on. to a page in my composition book or my art journal. And then you can see it looks like these stars and things. It looks like they're underneath, but actually what it was is I took a stencil. I had it right there, but it went away. I took a stencil that's got all these stars and swirlies on it and stuff, and I laid that stencil over there, and then with just an ink pen, just a plain old ordinary dime store ink pen, I just traced in, I just kind of went in the stencil and I traced every place where the paper, just the paper was showing. I traced those little spots, those little stars and the swirlies and the circles. I just traced them. And then I took colored pencil and I colored inside of them. And it's also got spray on this page. I sprayed, I think, before I glued that. Just some glimmer mist. I just sprayed that on there just so the paper wasn't white. I don't like anything stark white. And I went around the outside with some of this metallic deco art, metallic luster. I just put some on my finger and went around the edge. And then I found and then see, like, you're never finished. I might find a quote. Oh, see, I put some circles, you know, if you put some, just lay some, in fact, I did it right there. I laid some acrylic paint down there, and then I used some kind of a circle thing. It doesn't matter what kind of a circle thing, you know. I think I used this. Just put some ink paint on there, and yeah, I think that's what I used. And just put some, just a few circles around, and that puts even more layers of art on there. And then on this page, I love quotes, you know. And so I wrote on a piece of paper, I am thankful for my struggle because without it, I would not have stumbled across my strength. And I think that's a really good one. And so then after I wrote that on this piece of cardstock or paper, then I just tore it around, where the writing was. And then I inked it with some distress ink around there. It looks really old, doesn't it? And then I just glued it right down in the middle of the page. So then that makes your artwork. That's really artwork, I'm not kidding. And it really makes it frame your quote there. And it looks like it was planned, but it never was. Nothing's ever planned in here. And so here, now this page, there's some more of that dendritic art. This is a, my husband always buys me these dollar scratch-off tickets, and sometimes I win a little bit, but not very often. He buys me about one a week. But so I decided not to throw the ticket away because it costs $1. And so I glue them in my album. And again, these are just pictures cut out of a magazine. This is some more of the dendritic, because when you start it, you just don't want to stop, and you end up with like 100 pages, you know. And so, and then here's another thing. I had these simple flowers. I've got a box of just odds and ends that I'll go through that box and glue things down. And so, but then see on this one here, I went around that one with, and you can go with anything, an ink pen. I went around this one, this orange one with pink marker. You can't hardly see that, but then if I want to, I can go around and just doodle around this orange flower. That's what I'm doing here. Just kind of doodle it. And then that's art. I've got, like, I'm using black here, but I have, you know, every color under the rainbow of these Sharpie markers. And they're cheap, especially, you know, when it's time for the kids to get ready to start buying school supplies. Well, the kids don't buy their school supplies, their parents do. But they come on sale. You know, you can go over to Walmart and get this stuff like cheap as ever. Even these composition books, they're usually 50 cents at school time. You can get them for $1 at the Dollar Tree, but at school time, you can get